Peace and greetings. It's your man DJ Battle checking in from the Foundation Podcast. And man, I hope you're enjoying the programming and sure could use your support. Hey, if you please could like, share, subscribe. Hey, if you want to make a contribution, that'll help as well. I'm trying to get these numbers up, but I can use your help. So contributions can go to Cash App at $DJ Battle 313. I'm not gonna keep y'all waiting, so let's go ahead and get to the show. Let's get it started. Welcome to the Foundation. It is yours truly, the incredible DJ Battle in the building. And hey man, you already see it's just the king up in here. And the show must go on, as they say. And on that note, let's go to disclaimer time. It's disclaimer time, basically letting you guys know it's just the king up in here. So hey, I'm just gonna be brief. We're just going to cover, or shall I say, I'm just going to cover topics that took place in between the last show and the current one. But you already know how it is. I don't want no drama, no legal issues, no problems, because it's for entertainment purposes only. That's right, only. All right, man, let's get down to business. Well, as you can see, man, it looks like our buddy Elon Musk has access to the Treasury payment system. It's a scary thought, right? Basically, someone that doesn't have any background check, any clearance, just pretty much, I don't know, a free agent who can just come in and basically in there getting rid of government officials who's been there for, ages. Yeah, man, this is interesting times right here. Elon Musk has access to the Treasury payment system, and this has been drawing fire alarms all over the place. I would say that it's no surprise to us, if you've been following this show. Oligarchs pretty much run everything. They used to in the shadows, and now they out in the front. So what does it mean for Elon Musk and Doge to have access to the Treasury payment system? Guess we're going to find out. I mean, this is unprecedented for someone to have this kind of control over our system and basically have access to all of our financial information, personal data. It's not a shocker, especially when someone who's contributed as much as he has to the Trump administration, as far as getting into office. They're going to do some behind the scenes distractions to give folks focus on other things while these guys are trying to rewrite how our country direction is going to go. So yeah, it is some scary thoughts, some scary actions in general. Now, let's talk about these tariffs. As you can see, Trump got in office and made these threats about these tariffs that he was going to bring on everyone. In particular, he did exactly what he said he was going to do. The response he got was from our neighbors, because of course he wanted to impose 25% on Canada and Mexico. I just sat back and watched, like, okay, let me just see how this shit show is going to go. I guess he expecting countries to just lay down and go along the program, but we know there's consequences more than just the price of eggs going up. There's going to be some huge consequences if he would have decided to go that path. So, I knew this was like a poker face bluff, and it wasn't even that long. Because once the leadership for Mexico and the leadership at Canada, once they jumped in there and said what they had to say, oh, now the tariffs are on pause. But not so with China. China, he still left the 10% tariff. And I'm sure there's going to be some type of adjustment there as well. I definitely saw the heartfelt pledge, or should I say the heartfelt speech that the leadership at Canada, Trudeau, he pretty much laid it down like, we proud people in so many words, and yeah, it'll hurt us, but it's gonna hurt you as well. And like I said, we know how we know Trump's whole tactic, and now everyone knows his whole blueprint. Basically he'll just throw something out there as a bluff, and then he'll see what kind of feedback you get and make an adjustment accordingly. So as you can see, the tariffs are on pause, so no need to get too alarmed just yet. But there are some concerns in the Middle East, where Trump gets up there with Netanyahu talking about how he's going to convert the Gaza Strip into basically commercial real estate. But he's been talking about this all along, so no surprise there. Now, I believe it'll happen. I believe, especially when the reporter asked the question about, well, what about the Palestinians? What about the Palestinians out there? And then he just he didn't even really address it. He didn't even address the Palestinians. Well, actually he did. He said there'll be all people there, but not just any kind of people with paper, because this will be a nice resort. It'll be huge, huge. So it's gonna be a mess, man. And we know how some people, when you're talking about how certain cultures fight or die for their cause, I can tell you exactly how this is gonna play out, and it's not gonna be pretty. You'll probably see them clear out the rubble from the war. You'll see them clean it out, and you may even see them break ground for Trump Plaza or any other resorts out there. And I've already heard Saudi Arabia not being in support of this move and not being a part of it. So like I say, this is the Holy Land, right? So they can go forward, go ahead and build those magnificent resorts, and I can tell you exactly how it's gonna play out. As soon as they go to grand opening, that's when the hell gonna break out. Right there. Some people are calculating. They're not gonna take this line down. I just see this being another war that we're just gonna be in for an indefinite period of time. So yeah, I just thought y'all would keep y'all eye on that. Now, another thing that's taking place, the federal government jobs are now still being threatened, as I talked about it last week, on how government employees will receive pretty much a pre-filled out resignation letter for them to fill out, and in return they would get 7 to 8 months of payment whether they work or not. And we know, come on, man, we know how Trump get down. We've seen this trick before with independent contractors who worked on projects of his where he made promises and then just left them with that promise. They walk away from it empty-handed. So I can understand that some federal employees or government employees feeling the pressure and the heat of signing that letter, that resignation letter, because they feel like they damned if they do or if they don't. If they do take it, and my argument is, if you do decide to take the bait and sign off on it, hoping that you'll get that compensation for the next 8 months, we know that they can always turn around and say, well, legally we can't really pay you out this kind of money for that period of time, but you already signed the resignation letter, so you're gonna have to go through the application process again, and there's no guarantee you can get your job back. So now and once you resign like that, you can't go collect no unemployment. You can't collect anything. You pretty much have made a conscious decision, and they got it worded out in their contract that you're making a sound decision of walking away from it and giving up your rights. Wouldn't do it. I just wouldn't. So we know what's going to come on the back end. Back end of it, news is coming out that the layoffs are likely if too few employees choose to quit. So I mean, screw that. You just gonna have to lay me off. I'm a federal employment or government employment. You just gonna have to lay me off. I'm not gonna just give up and just forfeit everything. Look, you already made them take that shot. That right there should have been enough, but nah. So now you done took this shot, and now you about to forfeit everything and resign? Nah. Nah. Don't do it. I can only say what I would do. I'm like, look, just don't do it. If it was me, you can do it. You can do whatever you want with a sound mind. You can, if you feel like that's what's your best decision. Hey, I get it. But if it was me, nah, nah, no, nah. In fact, I would be joining some kind of class action lawsuit right behind it, just on the jab alone. But I'm not gonna keep harping on that. Now, this is scary right here, man. We're gonna talk about the airplanes. There seems to be a direct attack on flying or the travel industry in regards to flying. I mean, we all saw what happened in the DC area, with the airplane that crashed into the chopper. And then we saw not too long after that in Philly, you had the medical plane that just crashed into a whole community. I mean, just a fiery blaze. It just seems like this is a whole lot of coincidence. And then if you didn't think that was enough, you look at in Houston, a plane was about to take off. And one of the passengers happened to look at the wing and they started filming. They whipped out the phone, started filming. Wing on fire. Woof. And thank God the plane never got off the ground, because we know how that could have played out. I don't care if you're up in the air, 10 feet, 1 story, 2 stories, whatever. Once that bad boy's going at that speed and it come down, it's not going to be pretty, and you're more likely not going to walk away from it. So to me, it seemed like, and I'm just guessing, it almost just seemed like it wasn't meant to be caught. It should have. They were hoping it would have been a fiery blaze for some reason. So I'm like, wow, it's a lot going on with these mishaps. And if that wasn't enough, in Seattle, just today in Seattle, it was 2 planes that collided on the tarmac. Just like that. So I'm like, man, you know what? My whole travel plans have been altered, for the near future. I think I'll be all right driving. If it's up to 10, 11 hours, I think I'll go ahead and make the drive. Seriously, at least for right now, because this is just too much, especially being only 2 weeks or a couple weeks into the presidency, with the firing of the government officials that are in the FAA or responsible for air traffic control. There's a shakeup there. So when this type of thing happens, there are consequences. I would be very concerned with understaffed air traffic control. They're so burnt out, they probably don't even recognize a emergency situation. No urgency. It's like you could tell that they just burnt out. This is concerning, man. It really is. So for me, I'll be driving, maybe, let me see, last year the trains all crashed all over the place. So I think I'm gonna drive. I'm just gonna drive for right now. I was gonna say take the train, but I'm just gonna drive for right now until I regain some trust in the airplane industry. Insane, right? Now check this out. You're not gonna believe this, or maybe you will. There's a man who's basically pretending to be an ICE agent, and he goes up to a Hispanic man who's driving, who was parked, basically just pulls him over and just puts his head in the window. You see him back there, tell him he worked for ICE and he's about to be deported, and took the keys out the car to stop the car. The Hispanic man just kind of disoriented and confused, like what the hell's going on? But the nerve of this guy, man, pretending to be ICE, man, and you just gonna roll up on somebody like that. Dangerous stuff. It really is. Look at this cat, man. Look at him. That's the guy right there. That's him. So it's insane, right? It really is. I want to say this guy, he's a student somewhere as well. He's a Temple student, impersonating an ICE agent, right? The nerve of these folks, man. Now suppose the Hispanic man would have been legal and strapped. You Just because a person has a looks Hispanic don't mean he couldn't be a citizen. And you harassing him, he could have feared for his life and busted cap in him, right? Insane. But and it's the funny thing is this is happening. This is happening all over the country. You're starting to see folks. Not only do Hispanics or immigrants have to worry about, um, you know, real ICE, because ICE is out here deporting folks left and right, rolling up on jobs, rolling up on schools, rolling up on construction sites. Now you got to worry. Not only got to worry about the legitimate ICE agents, you got to worry about clowns like this. That's like doggone blue light bandit. You know what I'm saying? Someone impersonating a cop and just put the lights on and pull you over. Now you got to be strapped because you don't know who's who. You don't know what to think. So that's bananas, y'all. I'm really, really. This is really turbulent times, boy. It really is. But hey, I'm glad they did arrest him, but I'm pretty sure he won't get nothing but a smack in the wrist. You never know; they might give him a real ICE agent position for real. I wouldn't be surprised. Put him through a police academy and show him how to bust him over the head with the billy club. So you gotta have technique. You gotta have the right technique to just put the knee on the neck and a couple rib shots. So they got to go through the whole process and tell them why they doing it, tell them to stop resisting. So yeah, I just thought that was interesting. Fake ICE agents, boy. Oh my goodness. Whew, terrible. Now, this mess right here. Oh my goodness. Marcus Jordan. I don't know if this is a case of affluenza, but when you grow up and in the household of the world greatest basketball player, I guess life is just different for you. You're not used to living with consequences, or you're above the law because you see everyone treat your father like God. And if that's all it translates to your lifestyle. Well, he's living the life because he's knocking off celebrity cougars like Larsa Pippen and Nicole Murphy, Eddie Murphy's ex-wife. And, he's just living the life. You may catch him in the picture, got the sniffing of substance. I don't know what it was though. I can only speculate. But yeah, he was living his life as a civilian. But in this particular situation, it's like you want to give him benefit of the doubt, but then it's like, come on, man. You're found on a railroad track. Really? Cop got you outside questioning you like, hey, you on the damn railroad, and I feel kind of concerned about your ability to drive. No, man, I'm all right. You ain't got to be concerned. You know Michael Jordan, my daddy, right? I'm like, man, I can't. I don't know what to say. You can't get a brother a pass. You got your Lamborghini stuck on the damn railroad. Yeah, there's nothing to say, bro. Only thing you can say is, I need help. Yeah, I'm Michael Jordan's son, but I need some help, professional help, because my life is spiraling out of control. And then they found cocaine on you. We know it ain't for it. I wouldn't say it's for him selling, distributing. Money is not an issue in your life. It just isn't. Mike, get your son, man. Give him the help he needs. I don't know what's going on. I know he's 30 years old, so he has to be held accountable by his own actions. But as a father, man, you got to intervene. You got to intervene and say, look, man, this is not the way we're gonna go. Because think about this: if he ain't made a left turn, of course he told the cop he just trying to get on the road, bruh. If you made a left turn on on the railroad tracks, you was beyond fucked up. The main thing we got to realize is you could have killed someone. You could have killed another driver. You could have been killed if there was a train coming. Trains ain't got brakes, like it could just stop on a dime. So get that brother some help, Mike. Please get him some help. I hate to see that, boy. So, it's that time of the year, Super Bowl season is upon us. It is pretty much American culture. So I would say, hey, have some fun. If you don't watch the game, at least throw an event so you can network or have your friends over, have a good time. And if you gamble, don't gamble on it. Please don't gamble. Never bet against the house. I just put it that way. Don't bet against the house. And I know y'all trying to figure out what I'm saying with that, but think about it. Don't bet against the house. You bet against the house. Good luck on that one, boy. Good luck. You know, I'm not gonna tell you who I'm a bet on, but you better believe that I'm gonna make a good lick on this one. And I don't gamble, but because of who tipped me off, yeah, yeah. But anyway, I hope you guys definitely enjoy the Super Bowl. We'll see you guys next week with another show. Don't forget to follow, subscribe, share with your friends. Help me get these numbers up. And if you got any suggestions or want to be a guest, hey, holla at me. But anyway, hope you guys enjoy the week.